see hills. Ain't no smoggy smoke on Rocky Top. Ain't no telephone bills. You'll always be home sweet home to me. Talking about Tennessee. Talking about Tennessee. Talking about Tennessee.
Sean, this is the gravest betrayal of American citizens this country has ever seen. The reason why those Americans in North Carolina, those mothers, those fathers, those precious little children, were left to die, were left on rooftops begging their government for help that never came, is because Kamala Harris turned FEMA into an illegal alien resettlement agency. Its manpower, its dollars, its resources, its mental energy was spent over the last 4 years learning how to do one thing, how to get illegal aliens from outside the country into your town. And so when disaster struck, they were not ready, they were not prepared, they were not capable, and they did not care. And our fellow citizens, including babies, children, young kids, were left to suffer and drown. They did not scramble the helicopters. They did not scramble the military. They did not send needed assistance. But if those children had been living in a foreign country, they've been living in Haiti, or they've been living in Venezuela, why then Kamala Harris would have sent in help immediately. A betrayal like we've never seen before, Sean. This is infuriating.
Infuriating does not even begin to describe it. In fact, Katrina doesn't even begin to describe it, precisely because unlike Katrina, this is deliberate. As Stephen Miller just said there, Kamala and Biden deliberately diverted FEMA funds to illegal migrants to the tune of over $1 billion, and now they're claiming they run out of money. We're going to see the latest outrage over the Harris administration's response to Hurricane Helene. And the one bright side in all of this, gang, is we're going to see how the election does appear to have shifted decisively away from this utterly incompetent, disastrous regime. Hey, gang, with everything going on right now, it's hard to say what could happen or what will happen. And to make matters even worse, we usually don't find out until it's too late. But when it comes to your money, you should understand what's at stake. That's why I partnered with Goldco. Now, you guys know I'm a big fan of hedging future risks with the timeless value of gold and silver. And that's why you've got to click on the link below or go to turleytalkslikesgold.com to get your free gold and silver kit. Gang, it's an amazing free resource that shows you step-by-step how to get into precious metals tax-free and penalty-free, even if your money's still in a retirement account like an IRA or a 401k. And the best part is that you may already qualify to get up to $10,000 in free silver. You've seen the writing on the wall. Click on that link below or go to turleytalkslikesgold.com to get your free gold and silver kit right now, because this is about taking back control of your freedom and your privacy. We can't predict the future, but we can certainly prepare for it. So don't wait. Take action now to defend your freedom, your privacy, and your future. Click on that link below right now. Here is the New York Post's headline for today. The con before the storm. Feds say there's no money left for hurricanes after spending $1.4 billion on illegal migrants. As I'm sure you all know by now, Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas, perhaps the single most incompetent human being in government today, and that's saying something. he set off outrage across the nation as he told reporters that FEMA, the Federal Emergency Management Agency, quote, does not have the funds to meet the needs of those victimized by the Hurricane Helene. And why? Why, pray tell, is FEMA only now telling us they don't have the funds to meet the needs of the tens of thousands ravaged by the floodwaters? Because they spent over $1 billion. Yes, that's billion with a B. They spent over $1 billion of their funds on housing and transporting illegal migrants. All you have to do, actually, to confirm that is go to FEMA's own website. You don't have to go to any far-right platform to find this out. No, just go to FEMA's own government website, the Shelter and Services Program. It's called the SSP, administered by FEMA, expressly provides financial support to provide humanitarian services to, quote, non-citizen migrants. And between fiscal year 2023 and fiscal year 2024, they funneled more than $1 billion. There it is, right in front of you. They funneled in more than $1 billion into this SSP program. Again, this, according, we're looking at it right now, that is FEMA's own website. New York alone, New York City, they themselves were given $100 million of FEMA funds. New York City alone, $100 million. Oh, and you'll love this. You'll love this. Migrants in New York were offered $4,000. Yes, $4,000 as a stipend to help with expenses if they agreed to move out of New York City's overcrowded shelters. Now, remind me here, how much were the victims of Helene's flooding being offered? I know migrants in New York were being offered $4,000. That's pretty good. How much do you think the victims of Helene are being offered? Well, hey, let's let Cackles tell us herself. Go ahead, Cackles.
Relief and assistance that we have been providing has included FEMA providing $750 for folks who need immediate needs being met, such as food, baby formula, and the like.
Yeah, you heard that. You heard it right. $750. $750 unburdened by what has been. All those American families in Western North Carolina, Eastern Tennessee, Georgia, all those families ravaged by this storm, who saw their homes, their neighborhoods, their loved ones destroyed. They're all going to get a whole $750 to help them build their lives back. $4,000 for illegal migrants, $750 for the citizens of Western North Carolina. Here's Eric Trump speaking for us all.
Right now, there are 157 hotels in New York City that are completely full of illegal immigrants. Let me just repeat that number. 150 hotels in New York City that are completely full of illegal immigrants. New York City alone spends over $1 billion a year on illegal immigrants. And then you see these pictures of husbands and wives and children who have lost everything. Their homes have floated down rivers. Their homes have been taken out by mudslides. Their vehicles are gone. Their picture albums are destroyed. Every sentimental value that they could ever possibly imagine is gone. You know, will never be brought back. And what does Kamala do? She comes out and offers $750. $750. The TV in the person's house costs more than $750, and you see the absolute destruction. Sean, of all the political things that I've seen in the last decade, this is the one that bothers me the most, hands down, by far. We have spent $200 billion sending money over to Ukraine and Russia to see young, innocent 21-year-old kids in dirty trenches pop around corners and shoot each other in the face with AK-47s. You watch these videos on YouTube, the lives are expunged in a matter of seconds. $200 billion America has sent over there. Yet we can't take care of our own in Georgia and North Carolina and Virginia. In Florida, $750. We send billions to places like Pakistan. And they won't tell us that bin Laden is literally living next to their equivalent of West Point. Yet we offer devastated families, the very people you're showing on the screen right now, we offer devastated families $750. Sean, this is the worst administration in the history of the country. These aren't serious people. Frankly, I think they're cruel people. The way they put Americans last is absolutely cruel, and I hope every single person going to the polls on November 5th and before in early voting will remember exactly who these people are.
America last. That's exactly who these people are. They are America lastists. America lasters. It's I mean, the word diabolical just keeps coming to me. This isn't just incompetence. This isn't just indifference. This is diabolical. Here's what one victim of the flooding had to say to Jesse Waters.
It's too late. I mean, they took too long. It took them 5 days to get here. And I mean, it took 5 days for Biden to come here, and he didn't think we were worth coming down to see us himself. He had to fly over on his way to Raleigh. It's disgraceful. I mean, they keep saying we the people. No, there is no we the people. It's them versus us. So they're not for us. It's all about them. They tell us what we need instead of listening to us.
That was absolutely brilliant. God bless that young man, what he just said there, because that was absolute. There was more brilliance coming out of that 30-second clip than anything we see coming out of D.C. right now in the last 3.5 years. That was absolutely brilliant. You heard him. There's no longer we the people. That's dead. There is no we the people. There is no we the people. It's now us versus them. And they're not for us. They're only in this for themselves. Alejandro Mayorkas is only in this for his own financial and political benefit. No reason what. He's not in this to serve these people. He despises these people. We have an oligarchy that rules for their own benefit, for their own political and financial gain, and then they turn around and then they dictate to us what we need rather than listen to us. Remember, gang, that's what we talk about all the time on this channel here. That's the heart of my new book, Fight, How Trump and the MAGA Movement Are Changing the World. There is a new political realignment that's happening all over the world, where the old divide between the left versus right and the liberal versus conservative or Democrat versus Republican is being completely replaced by a new vertical divide between the people and the permanent political class, the ruled versus the rulers, the ordinary American versus the oligarch. And that young man expressed that powerfully and beautifully, that realignment that's happening. These politicians and bureaucrats are not here to serve. They are not our public servants. They only serve themselves. They're not representing your values, your interests, concerns. They are only out for themselves, for their own political and financial gain, and for the political and financial gain of their lackeys in the general population that vote for them and keep them in power.